What's up? Just want to talk about something that just came across the headlines. ING, CNET, Microsoft, they're all having articles on it. And if you saw E3, for example, you saw Microsoft and they were sticking to their guns. The rumors were out there, but they were sticking to them, always online, and they use game policies, which the use game policies still to this day I've tried to figure out, and it just makes your head explode. Sony decided to come out with theirs and go lower price tag, um, not always online. You don't have to be online to play single player games, and there is no used game policy. Granted, then later that day, Sony came out and said, well, actually, third party publishers, it's up to them if they want to use games policies. You know, it's their call. As far as Sony games are concerned, we will not have any used game policies on our stuff. So it is what it is, you know, call it what it is. So then, what's it been? 2 weeks, a week? I don't remember when E3 was. E3 last week? E3 may have been last week. Yeah, whatever. So, it's been a week or so. Pre-orders have been out. Sony was out doing my Xbox's pre-orders. 3-2, I think the reports were. I even think they were higher than that, to be honest. I think it was probably 3.5-2. Doing math, but whatever. I knew a lot of people that said I'm not getting an Xbox. I bought every Xbox. I bought the Xbox the week it came out. You know, Xbox 360. Wait on the PS, the Sony consoles. But this time I'm not interested in the Xbox One. I'm interested in the PS4, which I'm actually one of those people. I still have absolutely no interest in the Xbox One. But there is something that came across the headlines today. Today we got the news that Microsoft has announced we will not always be online. We will not have used game policies. Microsoft claims they're listening to us. I have a problem with this. We're listening to you a week or so after E3. A week or so after pre-orders went up. A week or so after it's been announced multiple times that the PS4 is out pre-selling the Xbox One. And it's not the fact that you're listening to us. It's the fact that, I don't know what my wallet is, but we're not opening our wallets to the Xbox One. Money talks. And obviously this time money has talked very loudly and very clearly. Microsoft, I personally feel, the reason this news came out today is that the pre-orders are down lower than what Microsoft expected for the Xbox One. They probably expected something ginormous, and they're not where they thought they'd be. Which really isn't surprising, because a lot of Xbox fans have went anti-Xbox. The always online, the Connect always watching you. Well, it wasn't always watching you, but it's there. It's always listening to you. The used game policies. All that nonsense. The higher price tag, $500. A PlayStation 4 with the PlayStation Eye will still cost you about $40 to $50 less than what the Xbox One will. So you take that whichever way you want. I know someone will come up, well, the PlayStation Eye is not as technologically advanced as the Xbox One, which you're probably right. So, but if you want to compete with what's going on and how the economy is and everything else, $50 to a lot of people means a lot of stuff. That's a game. I mean, that's already been announced. That's pretty much a game. $50, that's a game. So, you want to be taken seriously right now, Microsoft, as a gamer, and probably most other gamers out there are going to probably tell you the exact same thing. This news should have came out around E3. You should have came out and said, we are listening to you. You're right. We should not have to use game policy. You're right. There are people still out there that like to play single-player games. You're right. We should not always be online because of everything that happens. Not everybody has the internet connection. There are people out there that don't have the internet connection, but they have bought every Xbox console. They've never played a single online game. They still have friends come over and play, and they go to friends' houses and play. And they still, that's what they do. You know, they still have human interaction. That still does exist in the gaming world. That people go to friends' houses and play. You see the marathons, you see the conventions. I mean, all the time it happens that people still. Joe goes visit Bob. They both play Halo. Microsoft, you should have took that into account. Joe and Bob, they save all year for these new consoles, but their family can't afford the high-speed internet to play online with each other, so they actually go visit each other. They take their games, take the controllers, and out the door they go. Yeah, people still go outside. Yeah, there's still a sun that rises and sets. It still rains, snows, and all that good stuff. So I just feel, and the reason I'm making this video is more ranting about why I think Xbox did it. Why I think Microsoft came out. Xbox One will not always be online. Will not have these youth game policies. We are changing. We are backtracking on everything we thought we stood for. And it's because of the money. The pre-orders were not coming in what they thought they were. Sony was outdoing them by, if I had to guess, the 3-2 was just to keep it a solid number, but I would think it probably was even higher. I think it was probably looking at 3.25, 3.5 in reality. I mean, I know that doesn't make much sense, but you're figuring out, everything is probably a little bit higher than what, is announced. I don't think it's 4-2. I don't think for every 1X 2-1. I don't think for every one Xbox that's selling, there's 2. I don't think it's quite that high, but it could be. It could be close, but you guys get the point. So my opinion on this and how I feel about this news coming out today. I don't feel Microsoft is actually getting it. I think they looked at how much they paid on the paid to make this console, how much is credit and everything that they got to pay off, and how much they were bringing in, and the credit was still outweighing the income. So Microsoft, key is you aren't going to gain a lot of fans back due to this. Some people will creep back. I'm not going to lie. Due to the fact you got rid of stupidness, it has deterred my attention. But I'm not saying the Xbox One is still in my future. I don't see it happening. I'll buy a PS4. I'll buy a Wii U. I may even buy the PS Vita that nobody wants. I still need to get a 3DS. This gamer, Xbox is done. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.